I was getting ready to turn 30, and I think everybody has that point in their life where they're like trying to take better care of themselves, and one of the things I really wanted to quit doing was drinking pop. And I found kombucha and fell in love with it, and so I learned how to make it and started making it at home. 1 jar turned into 2 jars, then 3 jars, and eventually I was taking things off the countertop like the toaster and all the things that weren't important. So we were making like 400 gallons a month out of the house. I ended up at the farmer's market, and for 5 years I got up with my husband at 3 a.m. every Saturday. We would have a line 20 deep all day long, 2 lanes full.
2 watermelons?
We would sell like 250 gallons from 7 to 1. It's crazy.
Thank you.
And so every week we would bring more and more, and every week we would sell out.
Have a good day.
So from the farmer's market, we started getting lots of phone calls from grocery stores and commercial type business, and I kept having to say, sorry, no, we're just at the farmer's market. Eventually, after so many no's, you go, look, I got to do something about this. I can't keep telling people no if they want my kombucha. We're like missing out on an opportunity. So I borrowed $15,000 from my dad, and we built a 2,000 square foot facility. I started getting accounts all over the city. I was delivering kegs, they're like, the owner, she just shows up with all these kegs. Well, I'm like, I'm wearing all the hats. I was doing everything. Prior to me taking on an investor, we didn't have a bottle on the shelf. We were only kegs. That allowed us to get quite a bit of equipment that would make us more efficient. And then we were like, okay, we need to move outside of Kansas City. Let's build this new space. It's like roughly 14,000 square foot building, which is much bigger. And so that was the very first thing that we did, was to start bottling. So within a few months, we had a label made, we had it tested, and we had bottles on the shelf. We're able to do 7,200 bottles currently in one day. Once we saturated the market in Kansas City, there was a particular chain here that we were very successful with, and we were able to get them to take our product to their distribution center. And that in itself put us nationwide instantly. So that year we grew, I think, 400%. It was crazy.
Here you are.
What we hear a lot from everybody is, I never liked kombucha until I tried yours.
Yes.
A lot of times the question that we get from buyers is, what makes your brand different than other brands? Personally, I think it has to do with how you make your kombucha. Tea-Biotics is made with real raw ingredients. We use a real SCOBY. We use organic green tea and black tea. We use a lot of fresh herbs. One of them is hibiscus. For our spice cider, we have a chai blend that we use. We have one called Immunity. We use rose hips, echinacea, and raw honey. We use real lavender flowers. Just lots of really great organic, real ingredients. Next to the SCOBY, I think the water as an ingredient in kombucha is super important.
First thing we had to do was resolve the hardness elements of this water.
Our water is so important to us that we have a guy named Larry with the water doctor. He comes every month religiously, checks all of our water.
Of course, then we had to jump through to remove the chlorine.
We use the reverse osmosis water.
It goes through these membranes, through the filtration, and ultimately goes through the UV light.
And it gives it a very crisp, clean finish.
And you get the pure flavor of what she's making.
I think it's really cool that I'm able to employ my mom particularly because she can't really get a job because she's deaf, and so that's empowering to me. We are also woman-owned and woman-operated, and that gives us a little bit of an edge as well. I have several people say, oh my gosh, I saw that on your bottle, woman-owned, woman-operated, made me buy it just like that. So it definitely has its benefits for us. We've now gotten our certification with the WBE, and that gives us a little bit of diversity and with different buyers, and so that's great. And then we have a whole staff of people who love their job. We do a lot of fresh pressed juicing in-house, and the benefits of turmeric and ginger are so great. So after every day that we juice, we all have a team shot of ginger or turmeric or whatever it is. Just kind of a fun culture thing that we do.
Woo!
Yeah, we have a lot of fun. I couldn't do it without them. We have continued to grow. So on tap we have 48. So we have the world's largest kombucha tap room in Olathe, Kansas. And then in the bottle we have 17 different SKUs. However, we just launched 4 new SKUs of what we call Booster Booch. And it is a naturally caffeinated pick-me-up type of kombucha. Now we're moving all across the West Coast. We're now in 14 states. Now I say the gas pedal's on and we're not letting go. And our goal is to try to get kombucha in everybody's hands.